The descent into madness is measured on the wrist and the snake as it curls into a fist. The percent of sadness is measured in lists of wishes and undelivered Christmas gifts. The bone collector and the health inspector gather nectar for their vector of the void, that one last section that still hasn't been destroyed. Gorilla Man, wearing a blue swine suit, going down the street in leather boots, into the sky through chimney chutes. The thought convolutes and pollutes the water and air supply, even the fruit. Dark Horseman, your tooth is a little too loose, and your hood full of hair and feline eyes full of despair. I seek a reflection, but it just isn't there. Lick the amphibian, float across the meridian. The rhythm is the life, the rhythm is the place. Float to it, tick-tock, like a teardrop down a face. When the rain begins to flood, let the empire bathe in blood. Water the crops of every peasant farmer, drowning the nights weighed down by their shining armor. The crowns and the jewels float down amongst the faithful and the fools. It cools and freezes to the low note of the choir, solidifying into a spherical sapphire, a pearl among a dozen others on a necklace, on the first little girl who had control of her land. But a harsh division of attention was drawn by her father Time's hand. She looks out into her kingdom as it rapidly expands, but shrinks simultaneously to her father's demands. Feathers tickling the adrenaline glands, the weather's trickling and the dirt understands. This all makes perfect sense, which makes no sense, which makes perfect sense, which makes no sense. Come sit with me. Come on, come sit with me on this rusty old fence. We'll watch the hurricane evaporate out through the storm vents. Rebuild a few Indians and their funny-looking tents and funny money schemes. Forget those funny ideas about writing down the dreams. Doctor, hi, hello, goodbye. Here's a bottle here that makes it a little bit easier to die. Waiting forever for a moment of inspiration. Wait and masturbate in lieu of dedication. Walk backwards, expect results. Walk forwards and count the faults. Become primed for assault, have a glass of milk with some amphetamine salts. Wind up the toy, watch the figurines do the waltz like beautiful, responsible adults. Or the figurines within the pearl hung on the string around the neck of the girl. Within it, by a castle, a vendor displays just one style of life. A man crucified to a sundial is biting a knife. The village idiot is looking up at the beautiful lights. They're all remembered, so they'll be all right. The tide tonight, it is so soothing. The owls harmonize in their baritone cooing and choosing to sing instead of weep. Every note equally both a cosmos and a bubble, popping into consciousness through a troubled, empty sleep where there's always a hand to hold as you use what is left of whatever made you bold when you were young, or in your dreams, or in your lies that you somehow managed to interpret from the pinholed sky into a disguise. The static intensifies as the spirits rise and give us supplies to build a diamond-shaped sunrise and multiply, all in the honor of the Lord of the Flies. The philosophers continue lubricating their pleasure with their whys and try to attach emotion to the geometric tides. They use their quills to peel their bones of spools of eels and stone, to release the bugs of their cage and just let them fly home, to find a person in the mirror who isn't alone, and to find something other than disappointment on the other end of the phone, to rest in peace as pieces of dirt, finding enjoyment in the monotone before finding myself or before finding you. Maybe becoming nothing could mean becoming something new.